Hi guys, how are you? I'm so glad that you're joining me for this How to Get Away with Murder live chat. I had some issues with the Google Chat system on here. As you guys know, I have issues all the time, and it did not want to let me connect to you guys. It's kind of a slow process some days, so that's why I was like a minute late. So thanks for sticking around. Just wanted to say hey to the people in the room so far. Hi to Ben. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, I know other people were in here. Blaine, actually Rick, Blaine who goes by Rick. Yes, thank you so much for being here. If you can see me, let me know because I currently have a black screen, so who knows what that can mean since this system is already having issues today. I will type it to you. Can you guys see me? I have no idea. But once again, I would like to thank Marlene King for messing with this system because ever since I made that video, she just, okay, I'm trying. Can you hear me? Apparently no. So weird, guys. So weird. Ah. Okay, I think I'm here. I think I'm back. Okay, great. As I was saying, I said a bunch of stuff probably nobody heard, but there have been some issues with this Google Chat lately. As you know, Marlene King has been pretty much stalking me since I did that video about her last year. So she comes in here and she tampers with this system and basically won't let me talk to you guys about other shows. Now, obviously I'm just joking, but I like to blame her. But I said hi to you guys, and I don't think anyone heard that or saw that. So hi, Ben, Vanessa, Rick, and Esther. Thank you so much for being here. And I do apologize for these Google Chat connections. If for some reason I go away or you can't hear me or you can't see me, please let me know because sometimes on my end it looks completely fine and I sit here and talk forever and no one has heard a word. So anyway, I love, as you know, How to Get Away with Murder. But I will be honest, and I've been reading a lot of your comments on my channel from my live reaction show. And a lot of people thought that this episode just wasn't that good. And I'm going to be completely honest and say that I thought it was pretty weak for this show especially. I think every season there's kind of like a slower episode. I don't know. It doesn't mean that the season's going to suck or that next week's will be bad or whatever. But hi, Deja. Thank you for being here. But I was honestly kind of bored. Of course, the ending was really good. Something that I wanted to mention or to tell you guys, if you don't follow me on Twitter and you enjoy being on Twitter, I try to tweet out only important stuff like about my channel, live shows, or stuff relating to the shows that I cover. And I follow Pete Nowak, who is with the show. I can't remember what his title is. He's like one of the big guys with How to Get Away with Murder. And he tweets out a lot of really interesting stuff, and I try to retweet those tweets. So if you enjoy Twitter and you are looking for new people to follow, I would follow him because he tweeted out like part of the monologue that Annalise gave in the courtroom yesterday. I retweeted that. And he was talking about Laurel's father, and he said that this was this man's first time on the show. So honestly, I thought we had met her dad before, but maybe not. I could have sworn she was at some kind of family function where they were having like a meal, like a huge table with a lot of people, but I don't remember. So honestly, I was kind of confused about the importance of her dad in relation to this show and the plot lines. I understand that he can apparently find people. So I'm not really sure. I can't remember what his job is, but he was able to track down Frank. But I feel like they spent a lot of time on Laurel and her dad, and I do feel like it's important. I don't know exactly why right now, but anyway, I just wonder what you guys thought about that. It was very funny to me. I know you guys are talking about when Oliver was looking at Nate and his abolitionist self. I thought that was really funny. I think it was just kind of a funny moment. I don't think it was trying to make anyone look shady or anything. Exactly. This is a great question that Esther is asking. What did Laurel sign? Now, you remember she went back to Annalise and she said, he wanted me to sign my life away and I just couldn't do that. But didn't she sign something? But then she threw it in the trash, right? I'm really confused. And I did pay attention. I really am confused. So Michael, hi, thanks for being here. Hopes that Asher is the one who dies. Asher, unfortunately, is very annoying, that character, which makes me so sad, as you may have heard me say before. I do like Matt McGorry as an actor, and I really enjoyed him on Orange is the New Black, and that's what actually made me watch this show because he was in it. So I was so shocked when he was like the most annoying character ever. So Vanessa thinks that it was a will for her family. Now I know that her dad mentioned something about business or something, like some sort of property or whatever, that he didn't want to give to her brother because her brother wasn't responsible. So I don't know if it's related to that. I'm just overall confused and was quite bored with her dad and her those scenes. So I don't know. I do think it's interesting that she now knows that Annalise hired someone, or that Annalise was, plotting to kill Frank. And when she came back, she did not tell, that he contacted her or anything. So she's definitely going to be on Team Frank here. I thought that was really interesting. Ben says he thinks it was a business deal for her dad, and he wanted her to sign it so it wouldn't be in his name if it was corrupt or bankrupt. And he thinks his brother already signed one for him. Okay. So that makes a little bit more sense because that's kind of what he was talking about. So when didn't she throw it in the trash? And also when she came back and said to Annalise that he wanted me to sign my life away, but I couldn't, is that the truth or what? I'm just kind of lost on that. But anyway, I thought the side case was terrible this season just because of the subject matter this episode, because of the subject matter. Wow. I'm glad that this girl who died, mom knows that, she is no longer alive, so she's not hoping for her to return. But, I kind of feel bad that Annalise knew this guy was a murderer, and he was able to get 3 years or something, and he's like this horrible person. And I guess that's how sometimes the legal system works, but I just felt that was awful. I don't know. It was really upsetting. So Vanessa liked it and thought it was a nice change to the show, not focusing too much on the mystery part. Now, personally, I like more of the mystery part. I felt like the Atlantic City storyline and the fact that Michaela stole the money and had to pawn that ring and all that stuff was kind of boring as well. So the ring that she pawned, is that the ring from Aiden? I guess that's why he was mentioned. I felt like there was something else that had happened to that ring before now, but maybe not. So Ben thinks she threw it in the trash and then didn't. Her dad said if she signed the deal, she would find out Frank's location, so she signed it. Okay, that's making sense. Esther says, I think because Frank called her, she changed her mind. Okay. All of that's coming together now. Hi, Vic. Thank you for being here. Says the case was really not that great this episode, especially after you really liked the last one. The last one was great, and it just was a great showcase of Connor and how amazing of a lawyer that he's going to be. Deja says, I wonder if on the same day as Wes's birthday, and I think maybe you mentioned this last night, Annalise's house will burn down, or somebody mentioned it. I'm thinking maybe he's the one that almost dies but doesn't. Now, I definitely can see that. I have had people telling me they think that Nate is this other person. So we have more theorizing to do here, because we learned, which was the big bombshell from last night, that there were actually two bodies, but one person's going to make it. So I do expect for both people to be major players, major characters. And I do agree, I do completely believe Pete Nowak when he says a main character is going to die. Honestly, I thought it could have been Bonnie, so I was a little bit surprised to see that she was our second survivor. Now, personally, I do not think that Nate is going to die, but I know somebody mentioned it last night, and if you're here, remind me who you were, that they're probably going to drag out the Nate drama and leave him towards the end as to let us know that he's safe, because we know that that would really upset her, and they want us to probably think that it's him because she looked very distraught. But as some of you have said before, she did seem very, very upset, but then she seemed to gather her, she gathered herself together, and she seems a lot better, pretty soon, when she was getting arrested and stuff. It was like she just kind of turned off the sadness and she was fine. I don't know if that's because she really is sad but she needed to be professional, or if she really wasn't sad. So I don't know. I still also think that it's not going to, hi Lori, thank you for being here. Lori always has great ideas. I still think that it's not going to be cut and dry. There could be so many different scenarios going on here. The person who is dead, although could be a main cast member, maybe she's glad they're dead, maybe she had something to do with them dying. We really don't know. I think the good thing is I think there's only 5 episodes until we find out that this half of this season, the finale, will be that reveal, I guess, of both people, for sure the dead person. So we don't have to wait forever, like some shows, hello PLL, to find out the main, mystery, like the answer to this mystery, or at least part of the mystery. We still don't know who has killed Mahoney. Again, it's absolutely not going to be Frank. And I don't know if that's something they're going to answer in this half of the season, which I feel like they should, but they haven't really done a lot with that so far. Okay, So, oh, hi, is it Mona? Hi from Paris. I love Paris. I definitely want to go back. It's been a while. Um, so Ben is asking, is it normally 7 episodes long? That seems so short, but I do remember always saying at the finale, whether it's mid-season or season finale, I'm like, oh my gosh, it went by so fast. So I think maybe, I don't know exactly how many episodes they normally have, but I think they don't have a ton, but because it's one whole season split in half, so it seems really short, but it's actually a lot of episodes. So Vic says it would be really sad if one of the Keating Five dies, but I totally want that because it would be so sad and devastating, and you like that kind of stuff. Now, I completely agree with you. The only person who I think any of them would be sad, even though Asher's annoying. I think it would be sad, but I think that it definitely needs to happen. And I think they're a show they're going to go there. They're not going to say we're going to kill off a main character and then kill off Eve, who I don't consider a main character. They're not going to say that and kill off someone random who we haven't seen or somebody from an old case or something. Like, they're going to do this, but it depends on who they keep revealing the next couple of weeks. Bonnie and Oliver have not been part of the Keating Five. So that is really making it possible for one of our people to be the Keating Five, because they've already given us 2 survivors who aren't one of them. So Vanessa's saying maybe it was Oliver who shot Mahoney, which I think Lori was talking about that maybe last week, which I think is an excellent theory. I love that. And that's the reason why he broke up with Connor. I think that makes so much sense. I don't think like he wanted to do it maliciously or whatever. I think maybe Annalise hired him to do it or something. That's what I think. So Deja feels like the only person Annalise would act that way with is Frank. I don't think she would be that upset with him dying. I agree, especially since she basically tried to have him killed. But is that too easy? Because they're making it seem like he's gone crazy. He's not really in the season like he is, but he isn't. That seems kind of predictable that he's going to be our dead person because he's on the outs with like everyone except for Laurel. So I don't know. I just feel like this show usually has a lot of shock value, and that's a little too simple. Lori thinks the second body will be someone that knows the fire was set intentionally, most likely by Annalise or someone paid by Annalise. So yes, so possibly the second person could be someone not a main cast member, somebody that they were hoping to get rid of, hoping to kill in this fire, and it didn't work, which is kind of funny for whoever hoped that this person would die. Ben thinks Oliver could definitely have something to do with the Mahoney death. Absolutely. Vanessa thinks the person who is dead is Wes or Laurel. I have been saying Wes or Bonnie. Can't say Bonnie anymore. So as crazy as it sounds, I'm going to say Wes, but I know a lot of people have said there's no way that's going to happen because he is the main star of the Keating Five. So I don't know. I mean, I know that would be the most crushing member of the Keating Five to be killed. And I think it would be weird if the show didn't have him on it anymore, but you just never know. He may have other things that he's going to go shoot, or a movie or something, and he needs to leave. I don't know. Ben thinks Frank's death would be too easy. I completely agree with you. Deja doesn't think Michaela or Asher will die. Seems random. I agree. Honestly, I think it would be super. Hopefully I'm back soon. Okay, trying to get back. Am I back? I think I'm back, maybe. Am I back? So weird because I see myself, but you guys don't see me. So weird. Okay. Yes, I think I'm coming back soon. I see an ad. Okay, great. I don't know. Did any of you guys watch anybody else's Google chats, and did they have these kind of issues? Because this is something that's happening to me all the time now, and it's been happening, I guess, in the last few months. I used to do these all the time with no issues. So I don't know if I need to contact someone with YouTube or what, because it's really frustrating. I don't know if it's just me or what, but let me know if anybody, if you ever watch anyone else on this specific type of chat and they go in and out and all that crazy stuff, because it's to the point now where it doesn't even let me know there's an issue. It's so bizarre. It just kind of hangs up. Okay, so Vanessa says, okay, well, I'm afraid to read that out loud in case people are trying to catch up on that show. But similar shows, Shonda Rhimes shows, have killed off lead people. I definitely think How to Get Away with Murder would do this. Okay, so Vanessa's saying, I know Julie. I was thinking of Julie, and I've watched some of her chats, but I haven't seen it happen. But I was wondering if it ever happens for her. So apparently it's just this sucky system. Okay, maybe, but maybe Marlene is mad at both of us because I know Julie does PLL chats, you know. But anyway, that sucks. They really need to get this fixed. I don't know why we keep having these issues. But anyway, I'm really sorry. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not my computer, but I just wanted to make sure. So anyway, yeah, I do think they would go there. Like, I think they would kill off, I do think they're going to kill off someone big. And I think it could be Wes. And there have been people who've told me that they don't think there's any way they would lose their main Keating 5 person. But this is not Pretty Little Liars. I think whoever they kill is going to be dead. I do not see them saying there was a mix-up and, you know, for the second half of season 3, oh my God, this person actually survived. I don't. I think when they say that they're dead, they're dead. They're not coming back. Thank God. I don't think any show should ever kill someone off and then they come back. It's like a soap opera. It's just not smart, you know. I don't want them to come back as a ghost, and I don't want them to come back as their real selves. So Vix has just realized that the big mysteries of season 1 and 2 both were revealed to be Wes. He killed Sam and he shot Annalise. That's really good. I love that. That's great. That's a good point. So hi, Melody. Thank you for being here. Deja says, wonder though if this is the beginning of Michaela making impulsive and stupid decisions, like the stunt she pulled losing money. She was lucky Annalise didn't catch her. Yeah, that was so stupid. I mean, we know she does some dumb things, but that was just super, super dumb. I don't know what she was thinking. It was just, I think she was really upset to see that Aiden had moved on to someone kind of like her. And it looked like he was living this perfect life. But we all know that's probably not true, because I don't remember if he was bisexual or not, but they had a lot of issues dealing with his sexuality. So he's probably going to have similar issues with this new person. So just because it looked fabulous, really, who knows? They only know themselves. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, what I love this season is that even when the episodes are kind of slow and kind of boring, we know the endings are going to be great no matter what, because we're going to find out another survivor. So that makes me super, super happy. Vanessa says when Julie talked about Marlene, the connection stopped. Right. I keep mentioning her. Maybe she's like hexing me, you know. She must be like listening to every show I do. Hi, Marlene. Anyway, so Lori says Wes is a huge part of How to Get Away with Murder, but there's a lot of potential without him. Viola Davis could read the phone book and make it a hit show. I agree. She is that phenomenal. Wes is a great addition, but we don't need him. I agree with you. I think pretty much everyone on this show we could get rid of, except for Viola. If the show, that's why I knew when she was shot. I think I told you guys, there's no way they're going to kill her off. She is the show. If she was gone, I think... All right. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. Seriously, Marlene. Marlene, I love you. I love you, Marlene. How are you doing? I love you. You're amazing. Okay, we got to stop. We got to move on. She's not related to this show. Oh my God. I forgot what I was saying now. I'm so confused. This is so ridiculous. Oh my God. It's never been this much in one 30-minute show. Okay. So we're talking about How to Get Away with Murder, and then This has nothing to do with someone whose name starts with an M. All right. But it does have to do with Michaela. So Ben says maybe Michaela stealing the money impulsively and stupidly could be pointing to her maybe accidentally starting the fire. Oh my God, I hope not. Or something similar. Maybe it's foreshadowing it. Yeah, oh my God. Like, I really hope somebody doesn't accidentally start that fire to accidentally kill somebody or whatever. That's awful. And I know they've been through some awful situations, but how could you live with yourself? Very, very great point. Thank you, Vic. What do I think about Maggie? This girl is trouble. I think she, got with Wes on purpose. I don't think she really cares about him. She was acting really suspicious to me last night. Now, I haven't liked her since the beginning because I view her as someone who has an agenda, and it's not to be with Wes. She was looking around trying to find Wes's license. She was asking a lot of questions about Laurel, and you would just be like, oh, she's, a jealous girlfriend. But no. There's something about her. She's connected with some storyline we've seen before, or she's connected with Annalise's past. I don't know. So definitely this is one of our villains. Melody thinks she's pointless. I don't think she is. I think there is no point having a pointless character on this show. And this is not the type of show that just hires someone to be on the show and play a role that's useless. And I feel like she is useless right now, but that's because she's not. That's what I feel like. So Deja says, since Wes's mom and dad are dead, maybe the show will wrap up this half of the third season with Wes dead. Right, since he literally has no family. And I think if he dies, I think this girl could be the one who does it, to be honest. So Ben really doesn't like when shows give characters new love interests and expects us to treat them like big and important characters or make them central to a mystery. But I think with Maggie is going to make sense. Lori says Maggie is shady, possibly the daughter of a former client out to get revenge against Annalise. I think we need to hang in there with Maggie. It's funny because everyone suspects her. No one, I've not heard anyone be like, I'm so glad they're together. They didn't really introduce her. She just pops up. And I think that's weird. They could have worked her in last season as like a fellow student or whatever, and then they got close. But all of a sudden, we start this season and they're a thing, which was weird to me. So I don't think they just threw her in because they needed to fill some time. I think she's definitely someone who pursued him, who sought him out, who has an agenda, and who knows how crazy she could be or what she's doing. But I think there's a good chance she is tied into the end of this half of the season where things just literally go up in flames. And she's going to be one of my big suspects. So also I wanted to point out that Pete Nowak was tweeting that the new lawyer who was kind of being really rude and arguing with Annalise yesterday he introduced her as this season's new villain. Now, I thought we wouldn't see her again, but apparently she's going to be like a Sinclair or something. I don't know. I mean, he was playing her up on Twitter. He introduced the actress and made it sound like she's going to be a big player in this season. So again, if you're on Twitter, you like to, inside information on shows, I would follow him because he always has behind the scenes stuff. And I put people into lists on Twitter so I don't have to scroll through an entire feed because then I would miss so many important tweets. I don't know if you guys do that, but I have him on like a list of stuff relating to all the shows I cover. You can make private lists or public lists, and that way I just go to that list and I see all my different shows and all the cast and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I'll retweet that. If I go through all of my timeline, like all the people, it's like I'd never see anything. So Melody would feel annoyed if Maggie plays a big role because she's a new character. I don't think we'll be annoyed with I don't think however it plays out will be annoying, but right now it is annoying. But maybe I think near the end of this half of the season, her character might make more sense. Now, I agree with Vanessa that this new lawyer does not seem as annoying as Sinclair. To be honest, Sinclair was the worst, most annoying character I think they've had ever on the show. It did not make me sad when she died. Let's just say that. So then says Asher trying to convince Connor not to show Michaela the pictures of Aiden was the best part of the episode apart from the ending. Yeah, great on Asher. I do think he really cares about Michaela. I also think they're a very weird couple, but I think he's sincere. I think he sincerely cares about her. Deja says maybe Maggie knew Caleb and she's getting revenge for his death. Hey, could be a relative, could be a cousin. I mean, was he adopted? Could be a sister. I don't know. Ben hated Sinclair so much. Absolutely agree with you. Lori says Maggie set the fire that kills Wes. Now she's alive for Annalise to deal with in 3B. I mean, hey, I think she's going to have some sinister plan. either that, and I've had a lot of people, I asked you guys last week who was putting up the flyers, and I think a couple people suggested Maggie, which sounds completely insane, but possibly I could see it. Some people also suggested the president of the university. So I think that's interesting. Again, I don't think the person who's putting up the flyers, which that wasn't even mentioned last night, I don't think that person is the same person who's going to do all the crazy killing drama at the end of that half of the season. But I still think it's really early to figure out, too early to completely figure out what goes down in this season finale, half season finale. But it could be something completely not like we're thinking, where it's like an inside job and the people who die, she wanted them to die. You know, I just don't know. And we may not even be able to figure that out or know what that is until the end, you know, to that very episode. So, Ben says it was just what he said that made me laugh so hard. Yeah, I mean, Asher's funny. Like, he's cheesy, he's annoying, but he is kind of funny. Vanessa says they have a history together, the new lawyer and Annalise. It definitely seemed like that. It didn't seem like they were just meeting for the first time. Deja says maybe Maggie and the Drake guy, who is that annoying new student, know each other and are working against Annalise. I could definitely see that happening. I don't know what his deal is. I think it's, you know, sometimes I think maybe he's just there as the annoying new guy, but maybe he has a backstory too. Just to let you guys know, my video will be up tomorrow with my thoughts, extended thoughts about this episode and recap and all of that. Oh, Renee is the new lawyer. Thank you so much. So hopefully you'll check that out. And if you're new here, you just found this, I do see some new people in the chat, or I did see some new people in the chat, and you haven't subscribed to me, I would really appreciate that. And also appreciate if you would thumbs up this video and tomorrow's video. So, okay, Jay's getting ready to watch the episode. I hope you haven't seen any spoilers here, because we've been dishing them out. But you'll have to come back and let us know what you think. If you got to this chat late, and you didn't realize this shows up as a video like 5 minutes after we're done here, if you have some new thoughts, you can comment. Yes, Jay is about to get spoiled. I hope you haven't read anything above, because you would definitely get spoiled, definitely. We don't want that to happen. But to be honest, it was pretty slow of an episode except for the ending, so not that much went down. So I think what is going to happen is that next week's going to be like a really good episode, because this week's was pretty slow. So Melody's asking, who is my favorite of the Keating Five? Hers is Connor. Mine is Laurel, but I do really like Connor. The only person who really bothers me is Asher, because he's just silly and annoying. So Deja says, Lori says, and then I'll get to Deja. Lori says Maggie could be jealous. Maybe she didn't make it in Annalise's class. Okay, so maybe she's got that kind of drama going on. So she's like, I'm just going to date her favorite student. Ben says Connor's his favorite. Deja says a part of me was worried for Bonnie's safety because of that creepy pervert client. Yeah, I hope that doesn't come back into play and he does something weird next week or whatever. But he's awful. And yeah, we know that he just turned around and freaking killed someone in his house or apartment or whatever. So he has, he's savage. Awful, not even funny. So Nee says Connor's also favorite, but also love Laurel. I really do like Connor a lot. Like I said, I like them all. I mean, Michaela, I think she's very, very pretty, but she's not my favorite. But, and Wes is, Wes is okay. I don't love him, but, he's all right. But Asher, he's just so silly, and it is annoying. Like, I could not imagine, like, if I knew that kind of person in real life, like, I would just be so annoyed. It's almost time to go. Sadly, we only have 1 minute, thanks to someone who kept interrupting this chat and trying to kill it. Deja actually quite likes Wes. Yeah, I don't have anything against him, I guess. I don't know. Now, I will say if they do kill him off, I will be really upset. Like, that bothers me because, he's such a big part of the show. I think any of the Keating Five being killed would be upsetting because we've been with them since day one. So it's going to be hard for me, whoever they kill off, because I know it's going to be sad regardless. Oh, no, Ben mentioned the name. Don't. I mean, it is almost time for us to go, but can't say her name anymore. Nee says Annalise will have some problems next episode for slapping the creepy client. Yes, and they actually were teasing about that on the, I think, either the How to Get Away with Murder Twitter or the people behind the scenes, their Twitters, said that she is going to have issues. Or maybe it was in the promo because she slapped that guy and he deserved it, we all know, but you can't go do that kind of stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but she's already in enough hot water with her teaching job, so this is not good for her law career. But I just want to thank you guys so much for being here. It's sadly time for us to go, but again, I'm never that far away. You can always comment on this later, or my video from yesterday. My new video will be up tomorrow. But I hope you guys have fun weekend plans in store. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I love talking to you guys, and this is so much fun. I've loved this chat as always. But have a great evening, and I will see you guys tomorrow with my new How to Get Away with Murder video. So bye, guys.